Hi everyone, it's Wes here, and today's video I just want to talk about how you can be able to get a scholarship here in the UK, or simply say everywhere. You can work everywhere. So in God's providence, I was lucky enough to be given a 50% scholarship on my tuition fee when I was doing my masters. So I think I have something that I'd like to share with you guys so that you can be able to get some scholarships. I've also helped other people get scholarships, and I feel like I was like, you know what, just do a video and explain some of the things that you can be able to they can be able to do for them to be able to get a scholarship. So before I go deep into the practical areas of what you can do or what you need to do, I simply want to set the premise for this video. So when you're applying for a scholarship, let's be honest here. The truth is you don't have enough funds for you to sponsor yourself in terms of your studies. That's true, and that's okay. No, it's not okay, but I mean that's the truth about it. So when you're applying for a scholarship, the idea is not to let the scholarship board know that you don't have money. They already know that you don't have money. But what you're trying to do is you're trying to tell them, okay, I don't have money, but I really want to do school. And this is why you guys should fund me. That's what you're trying to do. So I just feel like sometimes we try to make the scholarship boards feel like a sense of obligation in a way, like they should feel pity and say, we'll do this to this person because they don't have money. No, you find out that sometimes the people that get scholarships, they are people that can easily sponsor themselves. So it's not really about you not having money at the end of the day. It's about how you present yourself. So how can you be able to get a scholarship? So the first thing that you have to do is do proper research. There are different scholarships that are given by different boards, so you have to search to say, okay, who gives the scholarship. You also have to know which universities are under that scholarship. So once you've gathered all the information, like the deadlines, who is offering the universities and everything, it's now when you have to make an application. So mostly what happens is when you're applying for a scholarship, you already have an offer for university. So you're simply applying to the board to say, okay, you know what, I've been given an offer to study a master's in finance and accounting, and I don't have enough funds, so I want you guys to sponsor me. So that's what you're doing. So I see sometimes people just want to apply for a scholarship without admission from a university. But what comes first is the admission, and then you apply for a scholarship. So what is the first thing that you have to do, guys? If you are still undergrad or whatever you do, you should engage yourself in extracurricular activities. This is very important because sometimes we always think they're looking for grades, they're looking for you to pass a distinction. Yes, that's important, but then the first point that I want to address, you should simply engage yourself with extracurricular activities, and that would be like sports, would be like societies at your university, that would be like church and things like those, things that are out of class. Guys, those things really mean a lot when you're writing your scholarship essays, because you're able to explain to say, okay, I'm not just into academics, I'm not just into like getting good grades, but also apart from this, I'm also this type of person. Because one thing that you guys should understand is the scholarship boards are really willing to sponsor those people that are like full individuals. They're not just into like grades and then I'm done with grades. No, they're really into a full individual to say, like, you know what, they're able to do some society activities, they're able to do this. So you really just have to get yourself into these activities. I mean, do your schoolwork, but then also get into other things, because this is where you learn some soft skills like negotiation skills, communication skills, just our people skills, because that's where you learn them. Because in class sometimes it's more of like technical skills, but then you get to learn the other skills from the extracurricular activities. So make sure you get yourself into these things. The second point that I would say is, if you're still in undergrad, I'd simply say vie for leadership positions, either in the students union, or let's say in your course there's a certain union. You can also vie for positions, either be a treasurer, be the president, because those ones are somehow building you up as a leader. So when you're writing your essay for the scholarship, you'll be able to say, oh, I was a leader for this such and society, and during my tenure, this is what I was able to do. I did A, B, C, D. Those are the things that they want. So they just don't want you to have like the grades, but they also want you to have the leadership skills and management skills and things like those. So make sure you vie for your position. Even if you don't win that position, you can even put it in the essay to say, okay, during my time, during my studies as an undergrad, I was vying for such a position, and this was my campaign. I wanted to improve ABCD at my school, but I wasn't the successful candidate. At least you tried, instead of just not trying at all. So make sure you do that as well. So that's the second point. And the third point, which was supposed to be the first point, yeah, is get good grades. So I'm not saying you should get a distinction. I'm not saying you should always get a credit. No, all I'm asking from you is, if you can, resources allowing, make sure you get above average grades. Because at the end of the day, the scholarship boards, it's more of like an investment from it's more of like an investment. So they really want students that are really somehow have good grades. So you just have to make sure that you have like above average grades. But as I said, this is not the only thing that they look into. If you have like, if you have a pass or you got a pass, cool, try. You can be able to get a scholarship as well. So, but if you can be able to get a distinction or first class or the higher grades, I mean, go for it. So the fourth point, which is also the most important point, I'd say, is get good at telling your story in your essay. Because on most all the scholarships that I've known, you have to write some essays. You have to explain why they have to give you the scholarship. You have to explain. You just have to write an essay somehow. So I mean, this can be improved through practice. You can be able to write many essays, give it to people like me to review, and then after that, you can be able to improve. You just have to get good at this. Because at the end of the day, imagine the scholarship boards, they get maybe uh, let me just say 200 essays. Now the idea is they get to read all of this, and then they have to decide to say, would rather give scholarship to or this person or this person or this person based off what they've read in the essay. So it's really more about getting good at telling your story in an essay format. All right, guys. So point number 5 is this one: make sure you do some volunteer work or you do some social work somewhere, like social initiatives, let me put it that way. Or maybe you start like a campaign to fight against something. Those things also mean a lot in your scholarship essay, because you'll be able to say, okay, after I finished school, I was able to run such a campaign. We were able to raise such funds to help students. For example, we were able to help students who did not have enough funds. So you're just trying to explain what other things you do apart from the school. So make sure that you volunteer for something or you just do some social initiatives, because those things really mean a lot. So yeah, that's point number 5. And guys, the point number 6, which is also the most important one: read the instructions. Because I feel like most of the times we apply for these scholarships and then we're like, oh, they did not give me a scholarship, but maybe you missed some other things that they said. Get to read the eligibility criteria to see, okay, am I eligible enough for me to apply? Get to read the deadlines, get to read like the essay formats or things like those. Because at the end of the day, if you don't apply in the way they want you to apply, then the chances of you being given a scholarship are slim, or they don't exist. So guys, these are the tips that I thought I'd share. They seem so simple and they seem so obvious, but guys, trust me, these really mean a lot when you're applying for a scholarship. So I hope you find this helpful. I'll see you guys again in the next video. Peace.